Hey, this is Phil Lilley, Lilley's Landing Resort and Marina on Lake Taneycomo. Going to do one cast today. I boated up here just above the resort. I'm on the bluff side. It's about 10:30 in the morning, so there's still a little bit of shade over here on the bluff side. They're running at a half unit of water, so we got a little bit of current. I'm going to fish the pink power worm under a float. Got it set about 6 foot deep, and I'll talk about the rod and everything here in a second. Go ahead and get it out there. Got some leaves on the water. Over here on the side, which is good. Trout tend to stay under those leaves some in the fall. These kind of lines of leaves. Basically, you just throw it out there and watch the float. You can move it a little bit if you want. Just kind of jiggle it a little bit, give it a little bit of action. And generally, and you know, I don't fish this thing very often, so I'm no authority at all on the pink worm. That would be Bill Babbler or really any of the guides. Oh, phooey, and I just missed one. But the few times that I've caught fish on this pink worm, the fish just kind of pulls it under slow, and that's what just happened. But you do want to keep that worm on where it's straight off the hook. You don't want it bent. And the worm got pulled down just a little bit. Bill and most of the guides, what they do is they'll put a little bit of super glue on that hook. Phil, set the stinking hook. They'll put a little bit of super glue on that jig head and then slide that worm up, and it will hold that worm on that hook a lot longer than if you didn't put anything on. This one obviously doesn't have a lot of, there's a log right there I gotta avoid on the reel end. This one doesn't have a lot of super glue on it. Ooh, that sun is a little bit tough looking into. So 2 bites. And there's another one. Now you can see why the guides fish this. Whoop. Came off. It's a little 100th ounce jig head. I'm sure he's got, now this is not a rod that I set up, but I'm sure he's got, no! I threw it in a brush pile. It's the only one I have. Yeah, there's a brush pile right underneath the surface. Maybe I'd be able to get it out. Yeah, I should be able to get this. Actually, it's on some line. Now, if you watch me fall in, that would be really cool. Get off there. Okay. Now I got a bunch of fish's line. I don't want to leave it in the lake. Okay. And here comes Dwayne. He said he had a fly fishing trip this morning. We'll get a little fishing report.
Short creek. Must be 35 or 40 of them.
Yeah. They're all looking for Frank. Okay, back to fishing. Did not get a report from him. I'll get it and write it down a little bit later. Alright, where's that brush pile? I don't want to throw it in there again. I don't like that cast. I'm using braid down here, and then I've got about, looks like about 12-15 feet of 2-pound fluorocarbon leader tied onto the braid, and then we use a weighted float just for ease of throwing out there, because there's really no weight to the jig head. And then you can set your depth on your float. Generally 5-6 feet is good. If you get out in the sun, when the sun gets up over the water, you might have to go a little deeper, depending on the depth of the water. But right now that was Bob Wainert. He's in the jet boat that you see every time you look at one cast. He's the guy going by the resort throwing the big rooster tail. He's down with his family this weekend fishing, and he just took off to go down lake. What was I talking about? There was one other thing that I don't think I talked about yesterday on Bill's record-breaking brown that he caught on Wednesday. He caught it on 6X tippet. He did write an article posted on our forum when he got home. Pretty detailed account of what he was using and what he did. The interesting thing about it, the line on his reel was 4-pound, and then he had a long leader of 6X or 3.5, 3.1. He's okay. And there's Bill. There was Bill right there. I got another. Nope. I got another brush pile. And this one I'm not going to get out because I can't see the worm. Phooey. That was Bill that just went by. Yeah, I lost it, so I'm done. The interesting thing about it is he had 4-pound line on his reel, and he had that 3.1 pound 6X tippet, but he had like 10 or 12 feet of tippet tied on to his rig, which is not unusual. But anyhow, the IGFA, whatever it is, the people who keep track of line class records, world records, he talked to them and was going to submit it for a line class world record, which it qualified both the line on his reel, the 4-pound, and the 3-pound that was on his leader, but they said he was disqualified because his leader was more than 6 feet long. Makes no sense whatsoever. I don't know what it's supposed to be. I guess less than 6 feet. The guy he talked to actually said it made no sense, but that's just the rules that they had set down. And it's very unfortunate because it is quite an accomplishment to land a fish that large. But he landed it 3 or 4 minutes because the fish didn't fight. It basically swam around his boat 2 or 3 times and just came right into the net. So I think that's all I had. Can't think of anything else. Thanks for watching. We'll